You hear that? The sound of sweet silence. The kids have finally gone to bed. Now it's time for me to get into the kitchen, cook up something good. Come on. Bonjour. Hi. My name is Cindy Jameson and welcome to my tiny kitchen in Barrie, Ontario, Canada. Once the kids are in bed, one of my favorite things to do to ease the stress away is to get into the kitchen and cook up a little snack for my husband and I if he happens to be home. And this is one of our favorite ones. It's called Mexican pinwheels. I developed this recipe one night when my husband and I had put the children to bed and we were about to get ready to watch a movie, and we were both in the mood for nachos, but we didn't have any tortilla chips in the house, which is very odd for this house. And I had noticed that I had a package of crescent dough in the fridge. So I decided to try and make some pinwheels incorporating our favorite Mexican flavors that we would put on nachos. And this is what I came up with. So if you'd like to join me, just pull up a chair and let's get started. First, I'm going to take one package of Philadelphia cream cheese, which has been softened to room temperature, and I'm going to mix it with half a cup of salsa. I'm using medium salsa tonight since that's our preference, but feel free to use hot salsa or mild salsa. And I'm also going to be using a quarter teaspoon of ground cumin just to add that little taste that you get in the tacos. It smells delicious. I find it smells lemony, so that'll add great flavor to our cream cheese as well. So we'll just mix that up really well. So this is almost ready. Probably should have used a bigger whisk, but this is my favorite whisk, so that's why I'm using it. Now, for the packaged crescent roll dough, before I started, as part of my prep, I unrolled it into 2 rectangles and pinched up all the seams and rolled it out to a thinner version of what it used to be. What I'm going to do is spread half of our cream cheese mixture on here. And you want to leave one end with a bit of an edge. That'll seal up with the other piece of the crescent dough. And the Philadelphia cream cheese just adds a wonderful, creamy, rich, tangy flavor to this whole thing. It's really wonderful. And then next, I'm going to take half a cup of Colby cheese, which I've mixed with 1 cup of Monterey Jack cheese. That looks good. And then I took 1 can of black beans and I rinsed and drained them to get all that salty brine off. So I'm going to sprinkle that on next. I really love beans. They're just creamy, they're good for you. My kids love them, which is always a plus because it's so hard to get my children excited about food that doesn't contain sugar lately. And we also like olives in our nachos, so I'm going to put about 1/3 cup of chopped pimento stuffed olives. You can use black olives if you prefer. So what you want to do is take one of the ends, one where you left a border. Oops. sorry, that's wrong. You want to take the end that you didn't leave a border and start rolling it, pinching the ends a little bit. This is a really great appetizer. I've made it also for some Cinco de Mayo parties that we have. And then what you need to do is cut it with a serrated knife, which I forgot, so hang on 1 second. Ta-da! And you're going to cut it into, I would say, probably 1/4 inch thick slices. My husband and I really like to have date nights at home since prices of things are so expensive nowadays. So we often just rent a movie and bring it home, and once the kids are in bed we make some little fancy snacks and settle in, snuggle up, and watch some movies. And this is a great snack. So once you cut them into slices, you just want to place them on your cookie sheet. I lined mine with parchment paper because sometimes the cheese tends to stick, so parchment paper makes it easier to come off. And you can see the black beans in there and the cheese and the olives. This is going to be wonderful. So these will go in the oven. I've preheated my oven to 375 and they'll bake for about 10 to 13 minutes depending on your oven. My oven seems to run high, so mine will probably be done in 10 minutes. So I'll see you in 10 minutes to show you the finished product. Bye. So it's been about 10 or 12 minutes. I let the pinwheels cool off a little bit. And here they are. You can see some of the black beans poking through. Wonderful. Just going to plate them up with some others that I made earlier. And what goes better with nachos than sour cream? So what I did was I took about 3/4 of a cup of sour cream and I mixed it with about a tablespoon of chives just to give it a little like onion taste. And what we like to do, this is my favorite part, is spread some sour cream on top of our pinwheel and dig in. This is so good. You have the tart cream cheese in there mixed with the spicy tomatoes and peppers, the creamy black beans, and the salty olives. Amazing. Well, I hope you join me again next week for Side Dish Week. Thanks a lot for watching. See you then. Bye.